From KCBS Radio in San Francisco, I'm Matt Pitman, and this is Bay Current for Friday, December 3rd. Where I'm headed is only about a 10-minute walk from my apartment in the city. Even shorter if I hop on a cable car. But finding my way would be easy, however I wanted to get there. Just follow the dance music. It never fails. And here I am, at San Francisco's Union Square, site of the 12th annual Drag Queens on Ice. This is about as Christmas in San Francisco as it gets, as several of SF's premier drag queens are performing on the ice.
Oh, she's good.
She's very good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, I can't believe I think I'm commentating on ice skating with Brian Boitano right now. This is amazing.
It's amazing.
Who is that?
I don't know who it is, but she's definitely got some skills. I would say her connecting moves are really powerful.
What does that mean?
Like all the connectors in between her elements. Yeah, I was trying to use like sort of commentating lingo with you.
Yeah.
And so
I'm just turning you loose, let you do your thing. That's right. Yours truly, watching live figure skating with the Brian Boitano, figure skating legend, 1988 Olympic gold medalist, who also lives here in the Bay.
we were saying it's hard enough to get out there when you do this for a living. It's scary.
Yeah.
To not have the practice or just to do it once a year. It's super intimidating. So I'm like
With like a 4-foot wig on top of you.
I mean, they're huge, aren't they? They're so tall. I'm like, I feel like a shrimp, and I'm not a shrimpy guy.
Along with Brian, the star of this year's show is also a vet on the ice, a U.S. figure skating double gold medalist.
Performance and being able to put on a good show is what I love to do. I live for the stage.
That's Denali, known worldwide as a competitor on season 13 of RuPaul's Drag Race, where she had to perform her first lip sync for your life on skates, and later turned in one of the all-time lip syncs in Drag Race history.
The time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
It's racked up over 4.6 million views on YouTube. I've put a link in our show notes. You got to check it out. Oh, and I should probably just admit now, I'm obsessed with Drag Race, and Denali is one of my all-time favorite queens. Denali, thank you for giving me a couple minutes of your time. So the cat's out of the bag. I'm fanboying right now, I'm not going to lie. Brian Boitano evidently told you.
Brian Boitano who? Denali on the way. I love it.
So, yeah, it's awesome to meet you. It was great to see you perform. What was this like? I mean, out there with a bunch of queens, and like, the thing that like stood out to me is like, these girls, they're not just out there like to be on like ice skates in drag.
Right.
And they work.
I was so impressed. First of all, I didn't know that there were this many ice skating drag queens in San Francisco. And it's so nice to see, because what I love about drag is blending my worlds together. So to see other queens doing the same thing, it's so amazing. I think drag can sometimes feel a little redundant or copy-paste at times. And so it's so nice to see girls putting an individual spin on things. And they did great. No pun intended.
We'll hear more of my conversation with Denali in just a bit. Now, obviously, not every queen brings a championship skating pedigree to the ice. Princess Poppy, thank you. You're very busy. You just laced up your skates.
I sure did. I probably need to redo them.
You think so? I think they look okay. Of course, I am not an expert.
Like a Tonya Harding at the Olympics moment where she like cries and she like puts her foot up and like says to the judges like, "Oh, my skate's all messed up." Like, I don't want that kind of moment.
She'd also been through some other stuff before that. I hope that you haven't at this point.
Not yet.
Okay. It is that kind of season.
The night is still young. I could still pipe someone's leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good. I will keep my head on a swivel.
Okay, good.
Hopefully it's not me. So, yeah, you're ready to go out there. Tell me your like comfort level with ice skating.
Well, I practice throughout the week, but I used to skate all the time because there was a massive ice center where I used to grow up, because I grew up in North Carolina. And there wasn't really a lot to do in North Carolina, I'm sure you could imagine. And so,
oddly, ice skating doesn't seem like one of the things that would be on the relatively short list.
You would think. But there was a gigantic like hockey and figure skating sort of rink near my house. And so I would just kind of go all the time when I was bored, because it was relatively cheap to get in. And I am actually a pretty good skater. I can't really do like tricks, but I can go forward, and I think that's all that matters.
With a little bit of speed and momentum and not fall. That's
Exactly.
That sounds like expert level to me. But, yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's better than my boyfriend because we came here and practiced yesterday, and
How'd that
he
go?
fell about 5 times.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I think I'm better than him, and
Good.
that's really all that matters.
What are you looking forward to tonight?
I really want to see the Brian Boitano. I want to see Denali. I want to see basically all the drag queens who are like professional skaters. Like I want to see them like show everybody up, and then I'm just gonna go out there and hope for the best.
And just look beautiful as always.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck out there.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you.
Like Poppy said, she spent the last few days practicing, and this is her first Drag Queens on Ice. But other queens are veterans of this annual holiday tradition, like Khmer Rouge.
So I started learning for the 10th annual Drag Queens on Ice, which was 2 years ago, pre-COVID. So I started skating at Yerba Buena, took lessons for a whole year, didn't tell anybody, and just came out and surprised everybody 2 years ago. And I'm excited to be back. It's so amazing to have it back after such a horrible year.
What were the reactions when people who didn't know that you'd been basically training for an entire year when they see you go out there and just crush it?
It was all shock and awe, and that's what I love doing. Just love
How it
shocking
should
people.
be.
Yes, you gotta keep them guessing.
Another veteran of Drag Queens on Ice is Dusty Porn, a.k.a. San Francisco's opera queen. Dusty Porn, San Francisco legend, is with me here. Now listen, you're doing a musical number, and you're actually out there singing. So how's your ice skating game? Because I know you can sing, but doing that in full drag, my goodness. What have you gotten yourself into?
I appreciate all the credit you're giving me. I do deserve the credit, all the credit. No, you're right. The combination of the art forms is challenging, especially with the cold air. But you know what? Dusty is nothing if not a risk taker. And you don't grow if you don't take risks. So I'm out here to sing live, skate, and, I don't know, set myself on fire.
Is that a tease? Are we going to see some pyrotechnics? Or?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think
Vocal pyrotechnics.
The evening wouldn't be complete without the MC. For 11 of the 12 years, Donna Sachet has been the host. Tell me a little bit about the get-up. It is flawless.
Oh, this is a signature Santa's mistress outfit. I know you can't see it on the radio, but just picture it. Fabulous.
It's all about painting the word picture in podcast and radio.
Lots of crinolines.
Santa's mistress.
Yes.
That differentiates between Mrs. Claus and Santa's
people
mistress.
sometimes say, "Oh, you're Mrs. Santa." I was like, "Oh no, honey, with all this jewelry, not really." No. She gets the cheap stuff.
And Drag Queens on Ice, like so many events in SF, would not be complete without an appearance from the iconic Sister Roma. What is it about drag that has that unique ability to bring people together? So if you had a terrible day today and you just happen to stumble across the park here at Union Square and watch this, I guarantee you're leaving feeling better. What is it about drag that does that for people?
I think drag is a form of magic, and it's about self-expression. It's about creativity. People see you and they think, wow, if this person can express themselves this way and look like that, I'm okay. I feel like drag is a safe space for people who do it and for people who appreciate it and enjoy it. So I think that people it's contagious. It's an infectious thing.
Here's one of my favorite things about any drag show. You never know who you'll run into.
I have the great pleasure of introducing you, Her Honor, the Mayor of San Francisco, London Breed.
Well, thank you, Donna. For a minute there, I thought you were going to make me get out there on some skates.
All right, Mayor London Breed, the mayor known for her colorful outfits. You always look tremendous. When you can turn the heads of the queens, you're doing something right. They were obsessed with your dress.
You know, I can't come around the queens without having my outfits right because they are checking me out from head to toe, accessories and everything. But I gotta say, this is really a great event. It's great to be here in San Francisco at this ice skating rink. Very, very talented skaters. So I had a wonderful time.
More than a couple of folks have said, doesn't get any more San Francisco than Drag Queens on Ice at Union Square, right?
Yes, and this is what we're all about. We're always doing things that are fun, innovative, but more importantly, celebrating each other for our diversity because that is our strength.
Right. Great to chat with you again. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Another pleasant surprise, running into my colleague, Liam Makelum, a.k.a. Foodie Chap, our longtime restaurant and food critic, whose podcast you should check out.
Cinq pois, nil pois, trois pois.
I have no idea what those things mean, but I know.
Those were points in French.
I know. It's great to catch up with you. Thank you.
You too, Matt. Thanks. Have fun. And where are your ice skates?
Oh gosh, I left them at home. I went roller skating recently for an episode of Bay Current, actually.
Yeah.
And the win there for me was not falling down.
That's it. Stay upright. Don't look down. Look ahead. And do it with courage and conviction. You'll stay upright.
Yeah.
Those are my words.
And that's what I was telling myself if I was going to fall. Do it with courage and conviction.
That's it.
Make
That's
it
it,
count.
Matt. Yeah.
In any language, Denali, this year's star performer, was a hit. It's impressive to see one person who does two very different, very specific things, drag and figure skating, so well. Coming off of Drag Race and touring, I mean, you see a little bit of everything everywhere, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
When you think of San Francisco drag, does something come to mind?
Absolutely. I've done a few gigs here, and San Francisco drag reminds me a lot of Chicago drag in its adversity and its kind of like subversive nature. It's not afraid to kind of bend the rules. There's more than just queens. There's kings. There's non-binary performers. There's everything in between. So it's really nice to see that. And there's just a lot of really great artistry here.
How much have you mixed drag and skating? Because, right, I mean...
Right.
I got the sense, at least in your episode, in your season of Drag Race, I got the sense that they were pretty separate, right? Because you skated competitively for years.
They were completely separate entities, and I actually turned to drag because I was kind of lost artistically in my ice skating. So I wanted something that was a little more self-created. I wanted Denali to be mine because a lot of times in the skating world or in the professional skating world, you're just there to kind of fill a role, whether it's like Aladdin on Disney on Ice or like some boy too that like you're just kind of replacing another person with. So I wanted Denali I wanted more ownership over my art. That's why I turned to drag. But then I also had this talent that I didn't want to completely eliminate in my life. So blending the two actually really helped me stand out. And it was, I'm going to give you a little insider tea. It was the first thing that when I got the call for RuPaul's Drag Race, that the person who called me said, he was like, "We loved your ice skating video. Congratulations, you're on the season." So I knew that that was something that they noticed and that maybe they wanted me to also continue to showcase. So yeah.
This was a real pleasure. Thank you so much for giving me a couple minutes of your time. I do appreciate it.
You're so
and
sweet.
Welcome to San Francisco.
Thank you.
Welcome back to San Francisco.
Thank you.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too.
Thanks again to Denali, to Brian Boitano, Sister Roma, Donna Sachet, Mayor London Breed, and all the stunning and stellar queens who joined me. And thank you for listening. Please subscribe to Bay Current on the Odyssey app, Apple or Google Podcasts, or just about anywhere you listen, including the KCBS Radio YouTube page, where you can find every episode of Bay Current. You can find links to subscribe in the show notes. That's it for today's Bay Current. I'm Matt Pitman. We'll chat with you again on Monday.